did you get them?
I was able to acquire the Meteor, the Comet, and the Soul.
How about the Buzz?
The Buzz got away, but we'll get him.
Okay, I'll see you back at headquarters. MADG.
MADG. Welcome to Modest Arm Disc Golf. My name is Aaron, and today I am super excited to announce my very first merch drop is out now. Guys, check out the link below and check out the back. Come on, you know that's MADG. Hey! And on today's episode, guys, we're going to be looking for Discraft's best understable mid-range. The first disc up that we're going to be looking at is the Soul. The numbers on the Soul, we have a speed 4, a glide 5, a turn of -3, and a fade of 0. The Soul is a slightly understable mid-range. Throw the Soul with speed and watch it float out gently to the right. Soul for me feels like something that you would get out of a Happy Meal. It feels like something that McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's, if they made a disc golf disc, I think it would feel similar to the Soul. It's not aggressive, so I think any player can grab this disc and they'll kind of feel at home. It just has a nice, smooth profile throughout the entire disc. Second disc up today, guys, is gonna be the Discraft Comet. The numbers on the Comet, we have a speed 4, a glide of 5, a turn of -2, and a fade of 1. As told by Discraft, if you own only one disc, this is it. The legendary Comet is super accurate, straight flying approach mid-range. Now, first impressions with the Comet, this disc feels very unique. I have not felt too many mid-ranges that feel like this. With the Comet, it has a really concave rim here, and then on the bottom, it has a very sharp bead. So I think for some players, they may be turned away by the feel of this disc right away, but I think this is a disc that kind of will grow on people as they continue to use it. With a backhand grip, I can get a really good grip on this disc, but I can also see why this would not be comfortable for some people. But I think if you fan grip the disc as well, that can open up a whole nother world of possibilities for you for throwing this disc. So just keep that in mind when trying out a Comet. It does have a more unique feel to it. Third disc that we have up is going to be the Discraft Archer. The numbers on the Archer, we have a speed 5, a glide of 4, a turn of -4, and a fade of 1. The Archer is designed for beginners looking for added distance over mid-ranges with a smooth turning flights meant to go straight as an arrow. To me, I really haven't felt too many speed 5 discs that feel this fast. Generally, I throw a Verdict or a Tersus, and those are a little bit more rounded on the edge. But with this Archer, it is fast. It has a more driver profile to it, which is very interesting. I'm really curious to see how Discraft got this approved with the PDGA, but it feels great overall. I'm really looking forward to throwing the Archer. And lastly, guys, we have the Discraft Meteor. The numbers on the Meteor, we have a speed 5, a glide of 5, a turn of -3, with a fade of 1. The Meteor is an understable mid-range designed for glide and effortless straight flights. This is a disc that I'm very familiar with. A lot of my friends throw the Meteor. To me, it feels similar to, let's say, the Westside Tersus. So I'm expecting this to have a pretty similar flight as the Tersus. I think this is gonna be a great mid-range for people to try out, and I'm looking forward to throwing this on the course. Today we are at Beaver Island. It is a beautiful sunny day with a temperature of bricks. Hole 1 here plays for around 300 feet. First up, we have the Meteor. What I love about this hole is taking a nice turnover line. And look at that. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Probably the furthest I've ever gotten with a mid-range. Generally, I throw a fairway. So as you guys can see, it is sometimes smart to disc down. Here we have the Meteor on a nice flex line. This stays in bounds, gives me great distance overall. I really can't ask for nothing else. And here's the Meteor powered down to around 70%. What I like about this is it'll go straight for a little bit and then it's gonna fade. I think this is the flight you'll see from a newer player overall. The legendary Comet. What I love about the Comet is I'm able to throw this disc and access that turn pretty easy, and it gives me great distance overall. Here we have the Comet on a hyzer flip. It comes out clean, it gives me solid distance and a little fade at the end. Here's the Comet on a similar line that we threw the Meteor on. It gets me pretty close to the basket overall, just a little bit more turn. Comet powered down to around 70%. Like I said before, it is easy to access that turn, and then you can see the 5 glide as well. The Soul. Do me a favor to keep your eye on this disc here. This comes out on anhyzer, holds the turn for quite a while, and then at the end it comes out, gives me a little fade, pins me right to the basket. Closest I ever been here. The Soul on a hyzer flip, man, this thing is clean, smooth as butter, great distance. I can't ask for anything better than that. And this is why the Soul is one of my favorite mid-ranges. The amount of distance I'm able to get by powering down on this disc is on a rope and I'm still going. Woo! The Archer. Here we have the Archer in a little bit of a tailwind. This holds straight for a little bit, and then you guys are gonna notice the fade at the end of the disc. The Archer on a turnover line, you guys can really see that -4 in a disc. This is never coming back. I think this would be a good disc for someone who's missing a forehand. And we have the Archer powered down to around 70% here. It's gonna go straight, and then you guys are gonna get that fade at the end. I think this is the flight you'll see for a lot of new players coming out the box. And last, I forgot to get other footage of a forehand, but this is an Archer on a forehand. This comes out great, and I was really happy with this shot.
I like that.
Let me give you my final thoughts on these discs. First up, let's talk about the Soul. What I like about the Soul is the feel of the disc. It feels very comfortable, it's not aggressive, so I think this is going to resonate with a lot of players. Secondly, with the Soul, I could throw this disc at roughly 70% power and watch it glide straight on a rope, which is nice. So I think for newer players in the Modest Arm world, you guys can throw this disc and get a lot of distance out of it. Lastly, I enjoyed this on a hyzer flip. I could put it on hyzer, watch it flip the flat, and watch it push dead straight, which is really nice. If you're looking to learn how to hyzer flip with a disc, I think the Soul is a great option. Next up, we have the Comet. What I enjoyed about the Comet is the effortless glide that I got at this disc. I could throw it at roughly 70% power, and I was able to access that -2 turn in the disc. I think for newer players, that's going to be very advantageous, so you guys can get on a course and you'll be able to open up this disc and get some good flight out of it. Secondly, what I like the Comet for was a nice turnover line. I can put it on some anhyzer, let it turn. I think that's a great shot to have in the bag. And then also with the Comet, it was nice putting it on hyzer. It would flip the flat and it would push that straight. I think this is also another great disc to learn how to hyzer flip with. Between both of these disc guys, I think they both fill that same niche of finding an understable mid-range. I think what this is gonna come down to is the personal preference of how that disc feels in your hand. Next up, we're going to be looking at the Meteor. This is a next level up from the Comet and the Soul. This is a speed 5 disc, so it's a little bit faster. What I like about the Meteor is the feel of the disc. Like I said before, it feels similar to the Tersus, so I kind of feel at home with throwing this disc. What I liked about the Meteor was throwing it on a nice turnover line. I could put it on any, let it turn naturally, and then having that one fade, it would come back at the end. With this Meteor being in a Z plastic, it is a little bit more stable than what I was expecting. I think the Meteor is going to be great for a player who's looking for a step up in speed compared to the Comet and Soul. So if you want something a little bit faster, something that you can, hit a little harder on the course, I think the Meteor is going to be a great choice. And this is also Modest Arm approved. And lastly, we have the Discraft Archer. For me, the Archer was unique because I haven't thrown any -4 disc before, so that was new. For me, I think this is going to be more of a utility disc. The Archer, I think, is for a player who's looking kind of for a step up from the mid-range, that's looking to break into that driver world. I think this would be a great baby driver to try out to really learn different lines with. It was fun throwing. I mean, you know, I think you can unlock some cool shots with this disc, but I am going to need a little bit more time on this disc. And lastly, guys, if this video brought you any value, if it made you feel good, if you got good information from it, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment below on what disc out of the 4 is your favorite currently. The Modest Arm merch is out now, guys, so please go check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for my Bills fans, I know we just went through a rough one, but Chiefs, we will see you next year. Peace.